What is going on, guys? This is All Things Considered Disc Golf, where we consider all things disc golf. We are back in the studio today. It's your host, Jacob, joined as always by Cameron. Cameron, now that we're back in person, let's tell the people what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it feels good to be back, actually. Yeah. It's funny.
Especially for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was only like 35 minutes away.
Yeah, that's fair. But we had a little Disc Golf Pro Tour in the backyard this week with the KC Wide Open. With that came the first round of match play, and then our tournament is coming up in 1 week.
1 week.
Very soon. So
6 days.
Yeah,
from
less
the time
than
of
a
this
week.
recording.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. Jacob, normally we do prices wrong. Jacob has a new thing he wants to try, so we're going to give that a shot.
Fun game.
Question of the day to wrap it up. So
it's not going to be like a consistent game, I don't think, but this is going to be fun. I think it'll test your knowledge.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays.
Test your knowledge a little bit.
But first up is the match play, and I'm glad they're bringing match play back because I wouldn't say it's better to watch, but because it's different style, it like is almost just a refresher. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It also just like promotes aggression.
Absolutely. I was going to say that. Yeah, the fact that you can, there's a lot more strategy because you are kind of playing head to head. Like you are playing the course, sure, but you really are playing the other person now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that
what
1v1
they do matters a lot more.
Right. Well, yeah, that 1v1 aspect is super fun. So we had, I think this is Group A, maybe. I think they have two groups because there's still several that I didn't see out there.
Do you know what the criteria was to be a part of this?
I have no idea what the criteria was, and there was somebody in this that I don't understand how they are. So
okay, cool.
I guess no shots, but we'll go ahead and start with the FPO here, and that's the thing. Kristen Tatar is not a part of this, and I don't know if she will be because she's in Estonia right now. I think they had the first national event over there.
I wonder if she opted out. She's like, nah.
Maybe. And I guess you can't. They can't.
What's the point of this again?
I think it's just something different to add a little flair to.
Do the players get anything for winning?
I believe so. I think they get something for just participating, and then as they move up, there's that tier, pay-based system. I don't know what the prize pool is for anything like that.
Yeah.
But FPO, we had 4
matches.
4 matches. The first one was Owen Scoggins and Cat Murch, and I actually really like how they made the matchups, especially for the NPO side, but even the FPO side. They tried to really not necessarily do almost like reverse seeding. Instead of doing a 1 seed versus a 10 seed, it was they just matched up who they thought it would be close with. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
At least that's how I feel with it. Granted, some of them were not close at all.
Sure.
But Owen Scoggins, Cat Murch, Owen.
Should I guess? Because I don't know. I guess now I know. I would have guessed Owen.
Sure. Guess how many holes she won by?
How many? Did they play 18?
You play. That's the thing about match play is theoretically, one person could win the first 10 or whatever, and it would be over.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So did they play 18 holes? Is the maximum they would play?
Yes. It looks like they played 18 holes.
Okay. Then I would imagine that Owen won quickly. I would imagine by hole 14.
Wow. I just told you they played 18 holes.
But that's the whole point of match play is that theoretically she could be up by so many holes they don't have to continue playing.
Sure. Okay. Anyways, she won 5-2 in holes 1, so she won by 3 holes, I guess. Does that make sense?
But they still played all 18?
I have scores for all 18 holes here.
That seems silly.
Unless they just went to 17.
I was about to say if she won 5-3, she would have won. If she won by 3 strokes, she would have won by hole 15, by the end of hole 15.
She got birdies on 15, 16, 17. So I'm not 100% there.
That's weird.
But
maybe that's the tiebreaker is how many holes you won,
Yeah, I don't know because I know. Well, I know Gannon and AB, that was the matchup there, which I thought was good. Ended by hole 14 or something like that. So that is interesting that, won by that because theoretically it should have been over earlier. But anyways, Ella Hansen, Holland Hanley.
Oh, I'd say that's a good matchup.
I
got to take Holland. She's been hot right now.
Wow, no. Actually,
really?
Ella won 8 holes. Holland won 4 holes.
Oh, wow. So that's only 12 holes total. So they pushed, I guess, on the other.
Yeah, 6. You both get pars or whatever, and you just kind of push holes. But
wow,
yeah,
Allie must have been putting well.
Allie Smith and Deanne Carey.
I don't really know either of their games that well.
Allie Smith is from Kansas City.
I was about to say that's about all I know about Allie Smith is that she's from Kansas City, and so because of that, I'll take Allie Smith.
Yeah, she did. She won.
Let's go. Missouri represent.
Yeah, she won 6-3 there.
Good.
And then the last one was Katrina Allen and Eliezra Midling.
Oh man, I mean, I want to say Katrina Allen could give her the business, but I don't even know how to say the other chick's name. So, but I'll take the other chick.
Oh wow, no, it was actually Katrina.
Ah!
Yeah, she won 6-4. That
was the closest one.
That, as far as FPO goes, yes, that was the closest. That was the closest one. But I do, and again, we just said it, but I do like this style more. And I like what they're trying to do, but I wish they were doing it's basically like just an off week, but they do the match play tournament that whole week.
Uh-huh.
I think that would be fun, but I can see how they're doing it because it's it's at different courses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when they did it a few years ago, it was just at that one course in Colorado or something like that. I think that's where it was.
And it was like after the Pro Tour Championships, no one really wanted to be there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, who knows? But as far as viewing goes, yeah, it wasn't like super, super ideal, I guess, probably. But I guess that's probably fun that it's going to be at multiple different courses. So it's not just someone is hot that week. Like they have to consistently play well the days that this is going on.
Yeah.
But I think that is just Group A, if I remember right. Because, I mean, as far as you're missing, I feel like a lot of top players.
Yeah. And you guys can tell us in the comments if we're so egregiously wrong that it's laughable.
I feel like that happens often.
Or if you can explain the scoring, that would also be helpful. All right, what do we got on the MPO side?
The MPO side, we had, and this is where I
know Gannon beat AB. So.
Yeah, he smoked them out of the water. But it was 6 holes to 1. So yeah, it looks like it ended on 14. When they start throwing pars out there, I think that's just saying they're finishing, whatever, because it doesn't matter at that point. So I think Gannon won after hole 13. But he didn't necessarily. He obviously played well. But AB, it was super windy, and you could tell that was
bothering him.
Yeah, putts were not falling, whether they were lifting or just falling out of the sky. Like nothing was really hitting for him. So definitely evident that something was a little off. Yeah. Next up is Chris Dickerson and Luke Humphreys, and he was the guy that I don't know the criteria to be in this, but
I mean Luke has had some sneaky good finishes the last couple of years, just maybe 2 or 3, but per season. He can get up there and finish well. I think he missed the Pro Tour Championship, but just barely last year. So
yeah,
he's on the precipice.
Sure.
I mean, but I got to take Chris Dickerson.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that being said,
he won 5 to 2 holes there, so it looked like it was done after 14.
Okay,
maybe. Next up, this was kind of the big one here that everyone was really watching.
That's Ryan Isaac.
No, it was, and that's why there's 2 groups. So I think this was Group A and Group B because you don't have Isaac, you don't have Ezra, you don't have Niklas, you don't have Calvin. So I think that's just in the next one. Ricky Wysocki and one Paul Macbeth.
So I think I actually saw something about this on Instagram because I think Ricky won, right?
He did, yeah. And it was back and forth the whole time. I think it ended on 18. Was that a disc?
Pause for Reddit. So we'll just go back from I think Ricky Wysocki won, right? And then you can just say it went back and forth the whole time. Okay. Stupid multi.
Did you bump it?
Yeah, I bumped it with my shoulder.
You're sitting so far back.
Yeah. Dude, lumbar can't be supported by this chair, man. All right, I'm ready. So you can just start with, I was back and forth the whole time.
I thought you were going to say you saw something on Instagram.
Sure. Yeah, I actually saw this on Instagram, I think, but pretty sure Ricky won.
He did. Yeah. He won by 1. I think it went all the way to 18.
That's exciting. That's what it's for, man.
Yeah, and there were definitely a lot of people that, I was watching that one, and there were by far and away more people on, watching this card. Because there's one thing to watch them compete in the tournament, but when it's it really is me versus you, then it's especially with these 2 guys, you're all right, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it went all the way through 18. But one thing was that Paul was definitely getting, I feel like, a little more aggressive than he needed to be on some holes. Like, I think he was really trying to bury Ricky, and more often than not, it wasn't really paying off.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of the strokes that Paul got were not necessarily because he won the hole, but because Ricky lost the hole. Like, he was bad off the tee, or he missed for a Ricky standard putt, you know what I mean, where Paul just kind of has to lay up and tap in something.
Sure.
But still, super, super fun matchup. People I saw on Instagram, Facebook, all the comments or whatever are like, oh yeah, Paul's done for, he's washed, whatever, because Ricky beat him. I'm like, guys, I don't think that's the case, but whatever. Match number 4, we got Matty O, Ezra Aderhold.
No. What course were we playing?
Bad Rock.
Oh. I don't think either of them played stellar this weekend.
Ezra played all right, actually, I think.
I mean, Matthew Oram, I want to say, like, he could handle the woods and stuff, but there's just not a lot of woods. Like, there's trees, but it's not woods. You know what I mean? Ugh. And he doesn't really have a forehand. I don't know. My gut says Matteo.
Yeah, he won pretty handedly. He won 7-3.
Oh wow, Ezra.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. But Ezra, it was one of those things, like, Ezra may have thrown a good shot, but Matteo threw a better shot. And it was like Ezra just like couldn't keep up. You know what I mean? But then I think also Ezra, who's like a very professional person in the way that he plays, you know, and the way that he dresses, he carries himself that way. Matteo is like almost the opposite. You know what I mean? Not that he's unprofessional, but he's just a goofy dude who like very much shows his emotions. So he throws like, he actually threw like the shot of his life on, what was it? Maybe like 14, I want to say, or 15. It's basically like a big U in the basket sitting down by the water. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He threw like a backhand turnover.
Off the tee or?
No, off the second. And it just like held, but if something stable and that wind is just pushing it and like he went into bullseye, I think.
Oh, wow.
Like it was like 400 plus. Like it was just a ridiculous shot. And like from there you could kind of see like Ezra's shoulders like lower, you know, because everyone, the commentators were talking about, everyone started laughing after that shot because it was like so good. Like you couldn't cheer for it because what you saw just like, it was like it didn't happen.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah. So, after that, you know, Matteo hits his little, you know, first down. He's hyped. You could see kind of the air, you know, leave Ezra's body. Yeah, you're kind of like, dang.
Tough.
But so pretty much from that shot, I think Matteo was up already, obviously, but I think that was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like after that, you just have to make like you don't even have to do anything crazy. But that's it for the match play. And again, I think that's Group A. Yeah, I want to say because again, you have guys like Calvin, Ezra, Isaac, Niklas, Simon, Eagle. Like I'm sure I would be very surprised if those guys weren't participating. Yeah, or like how, no offense to Luke Humphreys or even Ezra. Yeah, how those guys
who chose this.
Yeah, right. How those guys kind of got into it, unless it was like an opt-in, opt-out type deal. But I think there's another group because there's like I want to say like 6 to 8 of these things throughout the rest of the year. Okay. And then like, you know, you just play other people until you obviously have the winner. So, that was the match play. That was honestly, I enjoyed watching that more than the actual event, I think. Really? It's just different. You know what I mean? Like we watch a lot of disc golf, so to have something different that wasn't really like stroke play was fun to watch, I guess. Sure. And there's like a little more camaraderie. Like it's serious, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like they're obviously trying, but there's a lot more joking in between. Yeah, you know what I mean? But we'll move on to the actual event. KC Wide Open at Batterock Creek. Jacob aced FPO hole 3. I think it's technically hole 2. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah,
greatest shot in channel history, I believe.
Yeah, I would argue.
I don't know anything better.
Wait a minute. I've aced 3 times now on the channel?
Yeah.
I mean, I think situationally, That was pretty cool.
Well, that was the
best.
best.
A-Set PCA team was also cool.
That one was cool, but as far as battle rap goes, scenic wise, you threw it. We see it. It was shot so well.
Yeah, shout out.
What I
Wasn't
mean?
that
was Dad.
Lucas?
Yeah, that was Dad.
Shout out to Big Daddy Luke on the camera.
Yeah, he dialed in on that one. So that was cool. The PCA team one was great because it was blind. So like you never really know if it went in or not. You knew it hit.
The other one was kind of blind too.
Yeah, that one was like...
That was just like, what the frick happened?
Yeah, that was so weird. And those that went back and watched it, they were like, you can definitely see it like in the corner, like trickle down the trees and like kind of roll in the basket. But that one was...
That's crazy.
That's arguably...
We literally didn't even hear it. It couldn't have hit chains.
No.
We walked up to it and I'm like, is my disc in the basket? Yeah. That was like the most disorienting thing ever.
Yeah, that was. Anyways, we'll get on with this. FPO field. We have Holland Hanley taking it down.
Good for Holland.
I think she went wire to wire. I think she was leading after round 1. Yeah, she was. So she ended up winning by 2 strokes, but she was never... No one was ever closer than 3 until the end of final round. So she kind of... I wouldn't say it was dominant fashion, but certainly she did well there, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like there's people missing in the field. Obviously, Kristen's missing, but I feel like there's still more. But this tournament always produces like one kind of, I'm going to say, use the air quotes, but random person that just finishes hot. And Cadence Burge, I don't know if you know her.
Cadence, I don't.
She's the girl, you've probably seen her. She's got red hair that's like super, super, super long. You'd probably know her if you saw a picture of her. But
she's not the one that was dating Kyle Klein?
No. Different one. But she ended up here. This is her. That's the PDGA picture.
All right. I don't recognize her, but
her
hair is very nice, very long.
It's crazy. But she ended up solo second.
Dude,
just
let's
2
go.
strokes back. Yeah, she played super, super solid the whole week.
Where's she from? Alabama? Is that what I heard? Is that what I saw?
I don't know. Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville.
But again, like I said, like this, I think it was the last time the Pro Tour was here. It was kind of like Joseph Anderson's like first step on the scene. I think he podiumed or something like that. Maybe he got second behind Gannon.
No, he got third because Jake Kiebenheimer got second.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake.
Shout out Jake. But so like it's funny how this event always kind of produces like, again, I say quote unquote random.
Just new winners.
Right. Well, not new winners, but just new people on the scene that you don't really hear about. It's obviously like a lot of the usual suspects, but then there's like they just throw in one random person that kind of like this is like their jump start into consistency. You know what I mean? At least that was the case for Joseph Anderson.
Yeah.
Ella Hansen got third. She was up there for a while. I think she was even maybe it was round 2, like early round 2. She was tied at the top with Holland. But I think just a few bad holes at the end of the second round are just kind of she slowed down. And
where did Evelina end up at?
Oh, that's who I'm missing. I think a lot of the European people. Yeah, she's not here. A lot of the Europeans are.
But she played in the match play thing?
No, Evelina did not play in the match play thing.
Oh, whenever you asked me that question, I thought you said Evelina Solomon, but you said Ella Hansen.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, it's all coming.
So yeah, a lot of the Europeans are going to. I think even on the MPO side, I don't think Niklas was there. So there must just be some big European stuff going on.
Yeah.
At the moment. But I think a lot of them that was kind of their go home before the West Coast swing.
Yeah.
Type thing. But
well, isn't like there's an off week now, and then it's Champions Cup, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. First major of the year.
Yeah, out in California. But Missy Gannon, she finished 4th, which is obviously on the Pro Tour is great. She did not play super as well as she could in my opinion. Just very slow, and obviously the weather wasn't ideal or anything like that. But still, she's I don't know her stats for the entire year necessarily, but. It's just been really, really slow season so far, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just watching the video of me acing at Bad Rock on Instagram. But no, I agree that Missy, I feel like everyone always says this about Missy Gannon, and maybe it's just because and Cameron knows this, I'm not as fluent on the FPO scene as I am on the MPO guys. But everyone talks about Missy in like such a high regard, and I think a lot of it has to do with not only the fact that Missy is like obviously a stellar player, very talented, but also just like a very likable person.
Sure.
Like people just enjoy being around her, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, to see her not, because she has had a win this year. I think, hasn't she?
Well, that's the thing is I don't think so.
Maybe she hasn't.
I'll look it up right now, but keep going.
But yeah, I just think that maybe that's why people are.
No, she doesn't, and that's the thing. So she finished 15th at Supreme Flight. She got 4th at Waco. Finished 23rd.
That's pretty bad.
At Open at Austin,
That's
and then
bad.
5th. And that's it's crazy, and that's like the kind of the same thing when we talk about Kristen. Like her finishing 15th, like good for a lot of people. For Missy Gannon, that's not good. Finishing 23rd, not good for her.
Yeah, finishing outside the top 10 in the FPO field means that like you're not.
That's
one
very
of the best.
middle of the road there.
Yeah. Whereas top 15, top 20 in MPO is like really good.
Well, yeah, because right now for this event, and there's obviously less people because the Europeans aren't here, or a vast majority of them. So like 21st was
The cash line.
Cash line.
Yeah. So anyway, I think Missy will have her time. I mean, she's big money Missy, so
Sure.
she'll get to the Pro Tour Championship.
If anything,
probably.
she'll have the Pro Tour Championship.
so.
Yeah.
She wins when it matters. Big purses, Missy shows up.
Sure. I mean, why not? Own 5th, Cat 6th. It's all the usual suspects in the FPO
If
typically.
anything, I'm more surprised that I haven't seen Own more in like in the top 3. I feel like Own was like a standard second place last year, second or third place every time.
Yeah. Well, she won. Oh, that was just A tier. So she hasn't won anything on the Pro Tour yet, but she's podiumed twice.
Yeah.
It looks like. But yeah, I mean, they're all due for one. You know what I mean? It'll be Kristen. It'll be
the thing is though, they need to take like that's why I'm glad Holland won is because they have to take advantage of it while Kristen's not there.
absolutely.
Or honestly, I mean, even while Evelina's not there, like Evelina is a competitor, and if her putt's on, she can compete at any given week, at any given course, especially out on like the big golf courses.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, now we got a week off. I don't know if there's go throw. I don't think so. Because they've been trying to fill in the off weeks, but I don't think there's go throw. I think it's just a week off.
Yeah.
Week
All right.
off of disc golf.
What's the MPO scene looking like?
MPO was interesting. So obviously there was a lot of weather, rain, wind, all the things. So actually they had 2 full rounds, and then the final round, there were some cards that took off. Like some cards finished. I don't quite know how that works. But as far as like, I guess the important cards, they just did 9 holes to finish.
Yeah.
So Gannon Burr actually ended up taking it down.
Shout out to Gannon. First win of the year, yeah.
Well, yes, but it's honestly, and do I think he still would have won? Probably, because he was up by like 7 going into the final round. But through 9, Ricky took second and was only 4 back. So, and it was raining. I think Gannon was like, he finished the 9 holes 1 back, but he bogeyed 1, he double bogeyed 3. So like if he has a couple more of those throughout the round with a guy like Ricky or Paul chasing you down, granted Gannon's a known winner, so maybe he pulls it out, but still in the rain and wind certainly makes it a lot harder. So I would have loved to see the full 18 play out. But I mean, Gannon getting a win here. If this was a random person that ended up winning,
Yeah,
you're always kind of like,
like no hate, but like this feels like that would have felt like a Jeremy Colling 2017 USDGC.
right? Yeah, where you're like, But the fact Gannon is going to win eventually, multiple times probably this year. So the fact that he got this one, you're kind of like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was basically a play for second place after the round only went to 9 holes.
A good top 3 there. Gannon, Ricky, Paul. Top 3.
Yeah. Paul, sneaky good year.
Yeah, here's the deal. I wanted to bring up these statistics. I was talking to Cameron earlier because if people have just been like the Paul McBeth slander, and I've been on the Paul McBeth slander low key, not like egregious, but I'm not like
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. You know, I'm bringing up, but I'm always based on what's that video of the dude? He's super Irish. He's like, I only speak facts. It's absolutes.
Patty.
No, it's not Patty. It's like a Vine. It's not Patty Pimblett. Though.
Okay,
But anyway, that's how I try to operate. Is like anything I say is like based on statistics, typically. And so just wanted to put a feeler out here that there's been one, two. Sorry, that was weird because it didn't say DGPT dash. It just said MVP's open at Austin. It didn't have like a DGPT thing. Anyway, out of the 4 events that Paul McBeth has played in, he's only finished outside the top 10 once, and he's finished in the top 5 2 of those 4 events. So Paul McBeth is not like having a bad year. I wanted to look back on the other stats. His only podium finish in 2023 was the event that he won, which was the PCS Open. So like that was arguably his worst year, but you don't even hear about it that much because it was a win. So it's like, all right, well, he got a win, so it's whatever.
Sure.
And then in 2024, everybody's like, oh man, he didn't get a win, he's washed. He got second at Music City. He got 7th at the Portland Open. He got 2nd at the Swedish Open. He got 6th at the Krokel Open. He got 3rd at the European Open, 2nd at the European Disc Golf Festival, 8th at Ledgestone, 7th at Green Mountain Championships, 2nd at MVP, and then, finished in the top 10 at USDGC last year. And so it's like, all right, he didn't get a win, but like I think he still finished he finished top 5 in points.
Yeah.
And then, so far this year, he's podiumed once, finished in the top 5 twice, and only finished outside the top 10 once in the 4 events. So for all the people that are like, Paul McBeth's washed, it's like, no, he's not. He's literally just as good as any other young player that you probably like right now. He's got a way better season going than Simon or Eagle. You know what I mean? But nobody talks about Simon
and Calvin,
being washed.
honestly.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. Yeah, anyway. So all that to say, Paul McBeth's slander needs to stop.
Jeez, okay. I would definitely agree with that, honestly. My only thing, and this I noticed this more so in the match play because I didn't watch the final 9 holes because I wasn't super interested, to be honest with you. But he just doesn't have, to me, what looks like that killer mentality late round. You know what I mean? Beginning, it's like, hey, let me get hot, let me get going here. And then if it's close with like 5-6 to play, it's like almost like he starts being passive, you know what I mean, in a lot of shots. So I think that's the only thing that's maybe changed. And maybe it hasn't. He just, for whatever reason, doesn't throw good shots in the final, 30% of the course. But I will say that's the only thing different. That's, to me, watching.
Yeah.
But I do agree, though, the Paul McBeth slander should chill out a little bit.
I'm glad that Gannon won, though. I know everybody was being like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. I was feeding into that a little bit because I think he's had 1 or 2 finishes outside the top 10. But, I mean, he was due for a win. You knew it was going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And, putter was hot. He was able to handle the conditions better than anybody. Obviously, he went into the last round, like you said, with like a 7-stroke lead. And so, he was, 14 under first round, course record. Absolutely. 1095 rated, I think, was the official rating on the PDGA.
Yeah.
It was insane. And so, he deserved the win. Just his first round, what would he have gotten? Just 14 under. No, go to the end. 14 under would have been top 5. Yeah, so just his one round, he would have been top 5.
That's actually pretty insane.
Yeah.
Some notables here. Gavin Rathbun, 4th place finish.
Yeah, sneaky finish.
It was funny. He
had a good third round.
He was on coverage. Man, what day? I forget. One of the rounds he was on coverage. And there was like a lot of love for Gavin, and he's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
But it was funny. Like, I don't know why they do this, to be honest with you, but they always have some guy ask one of the players a couple questions after they tee off on the first hole. I don't quite understand.
Is that like a Disc Golf Pro Tour thing? Or is that
it's like a Disc Golf Pro Tour thing. Like they started doing that. They'll just interview one person. But he was like, Gavin threw, and it was just a layup to the bottom of the hill on one. You know what I mean? And everyone like kind of went crazy, and I was like, okay. But the guy interviewed and was like, he's like, you getting a lot of love out in Kansas City. It's like, kind of like, what's the deal? And Gavin, it was so funny. He was like, I honestly have no idea. He's like, I've never been to Kansas City before. People just like Gavin Rathbun. And
that's
I was like,
so funny.
I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
He's a very likable guy.
Yeah. So honestly, good for Gavin. He was actually a guy, pull behind the curtain here. Was it 2 years ago now? 2 seasons ago? That basically after we hadn't sponsored any pros. We sponsored Ezra and Jake. We stopped doing sponsorship stuff. We had a year off, and like the end of that year, we talked about sponsoring people again. So I made a list, and Gavin Rathbun was one of them that I was like, we should sponsor them. I think it was like Gavin. It was Silas Schultz.
Yeah.
There was a couple.
Where's Silas Schultz been this year, man?
Well, I don't think he's really been there last year. He's like popular because he has a big social media following, but as far as his placements go, I don't think he's ever But Kyle Klein had a good tournament. He's been having a pretty decent year. It looks like he had a bad last round, but he's been around too.
He had a good week last week too.
Yeah. What was last week?
He was a podium finish, or I guess 2 weeks ago, Music City.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Isaac's around, Calvin's around. Those are the usual guys. Eagle top 10.
Come on, Eagle.
Which, as far as
that sad that like we're just what is his profile picture?
Some cartoon artwork. I don't know.
It's sad that like that is like pretty good for Eagle these days.
Yeah, that will be his first top 10 of the year. Yeah, actually,
crazy.
he got 4th at Memorial, but that's obviously just an A tier. But
somebody should do a 30 for 30 on his fall from grace.
Well, do you how much responsibility do you think Jomez takes?
I don't know, probably not very much.
You think? Because they were like, he still chose to do it.
I think they can go to bed, not that upset with themselves.
Yeah, that's fair. Paul Ulibarri top 20.
Let's go, Paul.
I like to see him succeed.
Yeah.
Because you can tell he just wants it bad.
He does.
You know what I mean?
He does.
But that's his best finish of the year.
What did he get? Top 10?
Oh, no, he got 19th at Waco, so he tied his best of the year. But he got 45th at Supreme Flight and 91st at Open at Austin. So he's actually won 2 C tiers, I guess.
I love that he plays C tiers.
Yeah.
Just goes and dogs on a C tier.
Yeah, why not? But
what do you do when Paul Ulibarri rolls up to your local C tier? I mean, it's probably the same thing we do when Andrew does, except Andrew is even more likely to win than Paul is.
Yeah. I think anytime if it's an A tier, there can be some competition.
I say that though, but where did Andrew finish?
He finished 29th.
All right. So Paul beat him this week.
Yeah.
We're gonna start keeping a tally of that. How many times does Andrew beat Paul Ulibarri?
Let's go. I always like to do this. I feel bad doing it sometimes, but notable people that missed the cut. This isn't really notable, actually. I just noticed. I didn't realize Bedanza played.
Oh, he did not cash this year?
No, he did not. Let's see. Let's just scroll. Adam Hammis, 83rd.
Oh, wow. Holy moly,
Must have just been, and he's been having a heck of a year. Isn't that crazy that he got 83rd? Okay. He still averaged 1,004 for the event.
Yeah.
Oh no, he actually averaged 999.
I was about to say that sounds like that was maybe his
last round was 1,004, but still basically averaging 1,000 and getting 83rd place. When I've shot 1,000 rated round in my life, that's kind of insane.
I love down there, Nico,
Derek
Murphy,
Andrew Marweed,
Benjamin Callaway,
Luke Humphreys didn't cash. Jake didn't cash.
Jake had a good first round too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh dang, yeah, he had a really good first round actually. So five down first round, +4 second, +2 third. It's a bit unfortunate. James Conrad has my guy cashed this year. Let me just look that up real quick.
I feel like we're on a little bit of a tangent here.
Sure. So he doesn't even have a top 10 this year. He got 11th at Waco, 42nd, 77.
He's a
67.
one-time world champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Silas Schultz last on the cash line.
Made cash. I saw that. Should we move on to the game I have?
Well, we got to talk about our tournament first, don't we?
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it. But it's a big tournament. It's in our backyard, But no, our first event was our Flex Tour #1, presented by Discraft
Discs. Got all the player pack discs right over there behind the camera.
We did, and I'll hold this one up. I don't know how well we'll be able to see it or the stamp or anything, but nice custom stamp. All the AMs get these just for signing up. So if you're not signed up, we'll have the link below. Sign up, pick a tee time, grab your buddies. If you don't have buddies, we'll set you up with some cool dudes.
At least 2 buddies.
Yes.
And we got a lot of cool guys. We got a lot of free agents floating around.
Yeah, we do. So get signed up. It's going to be fun. I'll be out there all day.
Playing at Lake Springfield.
Yeah, Lake Springfield, which heard some things because Lake Springfield is a difficult course. I will say that. But it's, in my opinion, probably the most fun course that we have. It's the best quality course that we have. So I think that's kind of why we picked it. But it is a bit difficult, but that just makes it rewarding when you have a good round. You know what I mean? So get signed up there. That is this Sunday, April 27th.
Yes, sir.
So all AMs, players pack, disc just for showing up. And we have like 5 different molds, I think. We have zones, buzz, roach, heats, and forces. So we have kind of something for everybody, regardless of your skill level there.
Cameron, can the people just show up randomly with their 3 buddies?
I believe you can, yeah. So right at the moment, we have signups closing Saturday at 7. Usually they close Friday at 7 because tournaments are usually on Saturdays. So we have that normal, but I think I'll probably open it up like that morning. So you show up, because I know there's a league on Sundays that play in Springfield, and then they had talked about coming and playing the event after. So I'm not sure if they sign up before, great. But if not, they can just show up, sign up, head to hole 1.
That's
so
right.
Going to be a lot of fun. We're excited. This is our first ever. I feel like we've said that, but we are ideally going to do a few this year. And
Flex
then,
starts specifically.
Yes, probably Flex starts this year, and then next year
dipping our toe into the tournament game.
Absolutely, just making sure everything runs right and we know what we're doing before we really try to get into like the 2-round stuff. So going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys out there. Now let's move on. What do you want to call this?
Okay, I'm just going to call it game time.
Sure.
What time is it?
Game time.
Game time. Keep your tally up there, because this is a score situation.
Okay.
So the way this game is going to work is I'm going to present to you a number. So, for instance, I'm going to give you the number 28,000.
Okay.
Okay? You're going to tell me if Paul McBeth's PDGA number is higher or lower than 28,000.
Oof.
2800. And if you get it right, you get a tally.
28000.
For every 5 tallies, we'll do it this way. No, we're going to do it 10. It'll be like a punch card. For every 10 tallies, I'll go buy you an ice cream. So every 10.
Oh, so we just keep it up. This is a running tally?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to say...
We'll do 2 per week.
I'm going to say under.
Under 28,000. His PDGA number is 27523. Good job. Good job. This is a fun game, though, yeah? I thought of this just now.
I do like this one.
I'm going to give you another one.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give you a layup here.
Oh.
Just because I'm a nice guy.
Cameron Banks.
No. Close. Jacob Banks' PDGA number. Is it higher or lower than 158,000?
See, and that's what I don't remember, because I can't remember if we signed up at the same time or not.
No, we didn't. I'll just tell you that.
Well, because mine's 1.7, so I'm way past that. I think I want to say you're in the 150s. What was the number again?
Is it higher or lower than 158,000?
You said this is a layup, but this is arguably the most difficult one. I'm going to say you are over that.
My PDGA number is 158,434.
So I got it right?
Yeah. Good job, dude. 2 for 2. Fun game, though, yeah?
I do like this, actually.
So yeah, we'll keep a running tally every 10 of those.
Oh, it's just 2?
I'll buy you an ice cream. Yeah. I mean, I guess you're hot. You just want to keep going.
I was trying to keep going.
We'll give you another one.
Give me let's do 5 or something. Give me 3
Dude,
more.
if you get all 5, I got to buy you an ice cream next week. Yeah. I'm made of money. All right. I mean, technically, all these are just 50-50s, you know?
Sure.
Okay. That surprises me. That really surprises me.
Okay, now he's trying to throw me off here.
No, it does not. Okay. Is Simon Lazat's PDGA number higher or lower than 15,000?
Well, you say that surprises me, which makes me feel like it's higher than that. But it also could be lower, because if you sub 15,000, that's early. If Paul McBeth was 28. I've been hitting the unders, so let's just keep it running. Going under.
It is under. His PDGA number is 8332.
I feel like I did know that, actually.
That's crazy. That was astonishing.
This is just a shoot. Well, there's not a shoot until you miss. I was going to say shoot until you make, but I've been making them all.
All right. We got Mr. Evan Scott.
Oof.
Is he higher or lower than 89,000?
Evan Scott is a Clash guy, right?
He's got a DJ shirt on in his picture.
Okay, maybe it's newly sponsored, but I think he was sponsored by Clash a couple years ago.
Are you thinking of Evan Smith, or was he a disco? Or
oh, I'm thinking of Evan Smith. What did you say?
Evan Scott.
Okay. He's a kid, right?
I mean, no.
I think I know who you're talking about. But
he doesn't look like a grown man, but he's not a child.
Wow, he's aged for sure. The last time I saw him, he definitely didn't have facial hair. But good for him, I guess. What's the number?
Higher or lower than 89,000?
I bet he is higher.
He is 89,394.
Dude, you're cutting these lines close, man.
Yeah. Well, I have to. It's literally just a 50-50. You just are guessing correctly. All right, we'll do one more.
Okay.
I gotta think who else would be fun? Oh, this is a good one. Okay, I think I know. This is a more fun way to do this, I think. It's basically the same thing. Still, it's a 50-50 guess.
Sure.
Do you think that Andrew Presnell's PDGA number is closer to 60,000 or closer to 65,000?
Oof. I'm going to say 60,000.
This is your first incorrect answer. It's closer to 65,000. His PDGA number is 63,765.
I was guessing 62 somewhere.
Yeah.
Dang it. Well, I got 4.
4's pretty good.
I'll take that off the rip.
4 out of 5 is pretty good.
That
just means I'm guaranteed 3 weeks before I answer.
Yeah. We're going to move on to question of the day. Do you want it? You want me to do it?
Yeah, I'll read it. In light of the Paul McBeth slander, it's will Paul McBeth get any wins this year? And I'll just go ahead and go on the record and say, yes, I think so.
Yeah, very simply, yes.
Yeah.
I think if he doesn't do it this year, I don't know. I'm going to be pretty sad, to be honest with you.
He has had many opportunities.
As a very open Paul McBeth fanboy, I will...
I think he can.
I hope he does it.
I think he can do it. Anyway, I think that's all we got.
That's all I got.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Did we pass 1,900 subscribers?
We did. We passed 1,900 subscribers last night.
So the official March to 2,000 is on.
Yeah.
Official March 2000 is on. Appreciate you guys following us along with us. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. Leave us some comments of all the things that we said that are dumb, and maybe answer our question as well. We like to read those. It's a very fun engagement between us and you guys. So we appreciate you guys. We've got a lot of stuff coming your way. Cameron's got 50 States videos that he's still got to edit from where he's been on his trip. Got the tour, Flex Start Tour, starting up next Sunday. So yeah, if you guys want to come out and play, I know I'll be playing. Some of my other buddies will be playing. Cameron will be tournament director.
I'll be TDing. I'm going to try to figure out a gap in the tee times that are scheduled currently and maybe try to find some people that can play. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. I would love to play in it, but if I can't, I'd rather it run smoothly than me play. So.
Sure. All right, that's all we got. Ozark Mountain Disc to the Moon. We will see you guys in the next one.